Hello, everybody, and welcome to another monthly update with Jeremy Bordner, Regional Vice President, Pacific Northwest, and Kent Smith, Business Development Partner, Pacific Northwest, and me. I'm just the other guy.
Wow. What a great bio.
You like that?
Yeah.
I put a lot of time and thought into how I was going to describe myself, and I thought this is about you, not me.
What's going on in the background there behind you?
What do you mean?
For me?
There's a dog back there with the cone of shame on.
Oh, with the cone of shame, yeah. With the surfboards.
He's not even sedated. I'm hoping he just lays down the whole time and doesn't knock stuff off the table. Time will tell. So super excited to get with you, Jeremy. You've been on the road a lot, and if nothing else, wanted to get kind of your reflections on Q1, some of the things that happened, maybe some recent additions, and your 2 cents on that, or more than 2 cents, please.
Sure. Yeah. I appreciate you having me. It's good to see you guys again. And yeah, I've been back on the road much more than the last couple of years for obvious reasons, but it's been really good to get out, see our people, see our teams. I was able to visit our a couple of our Oregon branches a few weeks back. We had a huge win in Q1. We had actually our Bend, Oregon team for the first time in history took #1 in market share 2 months in a row in Deschutes County, which is kind of like the Bend, Oregon area and the surrounding community. So got a couple great leaders out there, and we started at the bottom in terms of market share, and last 2 months in a row we're up top. So it was lots to celebrate up there. What else can I tell you? Idaho, we've had a 41% year-over-year growth in market, in total volume in units. And that's a little unique considering that the overall mortgage industry is obviously constricted with the refinances essentially disappearing. So some great people in Idaho. I'm a little partial since I'm based out of, my home base is Boise, but a couple big wins there. And I think the other thing that really comes to mind is got to spend some time with our top producers at the Chairman's Elite Conference last week in Miami, Florida, and our Bellevue branch in Washington. So I'm up north there.
In Washington, right? We have a small branch.
Little startup, just got going a month or two ago, but no, Staci Chevalier and her team are out of Bellevue. We have several locations up there, but she took top honors at the awards banquet, #1 branch in the entire company.
Unbelievable.
And over 1.6 billion in funded volume out of that location. So it was really just an honor to be there and to watch her. She gave an incredible speech, and very, very inspiring. So yeah, Q1 has been exciting, and the market certainly isn't easy, but I feel like we're surrounded with some good individuals out there. So I've got some good news too. Maybe we can share on the next call. We're opening up a brand new market that Loan Depot has not gone into yet. So that isn't quite public yet, but we're really excited to be able to announce that in the next couple of weeks. Maybe we can give a little update on that. And your dog too next month on our catch up.
You will not be in the cone of shame. We'll be in the cone of glory.
What does a cone of glory look like?
It's invisible.
Oh, okay.
Hey, speaking of me being in Miami last week, Kent, did you lose a bet with a spray tan machine, or do you just have bad lighting today?
In the sun this weekend.
It's probably a combination of both, candidly. It's very poor lighting. Oddly enough, I've never had lighting in this room that I'm in, which oddly enough looks like Barbados in the background, but I am not there. Candle, I could probably go to that, except my daughters, I don't like the foo-foo smell that they have, which are the only candles that I have laying around, and trying to find a match to light them. I don't know where they are. I'm not even.
I don't think they sell unscented candles, do they? The volatives, whatever you say that mean.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say, Kent, that your mom won't let you have candles in the basement.
Oh, that too. I mean, I get dogs down here down the cylinder, but I don't get candles down here. Yeah. So,
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah. It's the rope with the food that comes down with the water pitcher, right? And then pull back up. Yeah. So yeah.
Love it.
Hey, I got something I want to ask about Staci, and obviously she had a killer year, #1 branch. Like, what do you think Staci does or views this market as a leader, having come off like that phenomenal year, and how to kind of kick butt again this year? Like, what does she share with with you about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to speak for her, but she's got a few basic rules. Well, a couple things. One, her accessibility. She sets up calls daily where she has access to her entire staff and products, underwriting guidelines. Most of those calls have been focused around business development growth. So where a lot of managers are producing and they're like, welcome on board. Here's your logins, passwords. Good luck. Call us if you need anything. She is not. So she is fully available to them all day, every day. And if you know her and her work ethic, that is 7 days a week, all day. And she's got a few key people in place too to give her some boundaries and do vacations and be super mom like she is. But she just makes herself super available. I think that would be the first answer. And then the second thing is she, from a hiring standpoint, just focuses on, she literally has a motto. It's like, just be a good human. And it sounds very simple and basic, but if our intents are all aligned and we're all trying to gain market share, then she's really aligned herself with a lot of really, really good people. So it's been fun to watch her continue to build and grow. They're adding people out in the Spokane area, Eastern Washington, all over Puget Sound. So if you're in those markets, let her know. I'm up there every week or two as well too. So yeah, it's been, I think that's what she
refreshing to hear that.
Would say. Yeah, she's a great leader.
Be a good human and leader who's available and has systems in place to keep people informed, and probably some accountability too on like things they can be doing to maintain or grow their business.
Yep, exactly. I think our tech platform allows for a lot of efficiencies that some of our competitors don't have, and therefore you got more time, and more time equals more business development.
I love it. Hey, so what are you, having come off Q1, we're in Q2 right now, what do you see happening in the Pacific Northwest, maybe this quarter, next quarter, that you're kind of prepping the region for, to support and just be ready for?
I thought we were going to talk politics and about the next presidential election. That's what people really want to hear about.
Primaries, when we actually go live and have CNN, a news anchor on the podcast.
Q2 and Q3, I think, will continue to be challenging despite the inventory challenges and all the stuff that everybody knows. What I'm hearing as I'm out around different parts of the market, there's a lot of competitors that have not done a good job with efficiencies, overhead, staff management, things like that. We're starting to hear some noise that there is rates are going up, fees are going up, rates are going up across the board. But as costs stay high and if costs aren't managed appropriately, some of these companies that are a little less proactive and a little more reactive are starting to pass those costs to their borrowers in terms of both rate and fees. And so that's an interesting dynamic that I didn't think we would see, but that compounds the problems of having an up market in rates, but then also not having a working for a company that isn't really watching cost management. And that's the key to the game, right? Is how much does it cost to originate a loan, and keeping that as low as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, I've been starting to think about something like, we distributed 728,000 purchase leads to LOs around the country last year on the retail side. And now we have, different markets, inventory starting to pop up. We're still getting a ton of purchase leads coming in that we're distributing to the street. Do you think that there's going to be more conversion of some of the legacy leads we've had that have been incubating for a long time, and like the whole online shopper as inventory pops out? What's that going to do in the marketplace? Because it's like there's a massive buying population, and we've been cultivating and incubating relationships with hundreds of thousands of people, and now there's potential for inventory to pop up and it almost become like, easier for people to get into homes.
I think that is 100% accurate. And the biggest piece of that, if I'm an originator right now and my volume has dropped 30 to 60% based on depending on what my product mix was, and now I have the ability to generate inbound phone leads, we have reverse leads, we have lead pool, we have trigger leads. I mean, I want right now as an originator as many options as possible. And so I think that is is the pipeline is longer, right? Because we've been cultivating these, like you mentioned, Steve, for a long period of time. But now we have, I see more loan officers with more time having the ability to cultivate and get those leads to closing. So I think that is a huge, I have loan officers that have never needed inbound leads before, but are now saying, hey, I'll take what I can get. And we have those available. And that's a great, it's one, a value prop, but two, it's another option for me to generate more business. So yeah, I think that's a really good point. And it brings another stat that just came out that I thought was fascinating. We list all of our competitors top to bottom, 1 through 20. And the people that come to Loan Depot have an average percentage increase of 58% year over year in growth in new volume.
Great
And
numbers.
our peers average at 39%. So I think that's a testament to apples to apples. You come over somewhere, you might have an increase of 30 to 39%, but with us, due to inbound leads, trigger leads, those phone transfers, Norm and his team have done a good job just building up different avenues for us to generate leads that ultimately become closed loans.
Hey, Kent, as you're talking to people in the Pacific Northwest, is this, I know you are well-versed on it, but how much of a topic is, the online shopper and how to get in front of them compared to the way people have been doing business for 40 years and just getting referrals?
I think over the past, let's say 3 to 4 weeks, I bring that subject up on just about every conversation I have, and the question is, hey, what are you doing this year to get more opportunity in the top of your funnel, right? Minus, and something new, something you've never done before, right? What are you doing? And then that creates the opportunity to have a conversation to go down the path as, hey, here's what we're doing, offering to loan officers, and here's the stats, and here's the numbers in your market. And for us, it's great because, again, Norm's done a great job that in the Pacific Northwest, I can take a look at Pierce County and say, hey, there were X number of leads that came in, purchase leads transferred, and Y closed. And what I'm seeing, Steve, up there is the percentage is higher for what the average is. You like the doorbell? You like that? I mean,
is that your mom? Is that the basement doorbell?
Lunch is ready.
Maybe. But it's
like this.
It seems to be the average is then higher than the industry average, right? Which is a good talking point. Tell those to say, hey, traditionally in the past, you've had to take, let's say if you wanted to close 3 purchase transactions a month, average, how many apps did you have to take? Most loan officers would say, 10 to 12. And I said, well, what do you think that number is going to be this year? And most of them say 25 to 30. And when you're looking at increasing that, 3x from what you've been used to doing app-wise, okay, so how are you going to get more what are you going to do to create that extra, what do you got coming in? You can't talk to more realtors. You can, but the opportunity to get it there. So it's a powerful tool that we have available to help them.
It's got to be really difficult. And Jeremy, maybe you can attest to this, for somebody not in our environment to realize the impact of this corporate lead program and the scale at which this company invests in it. Because I mean, we've all worked at different companies where there's a branch that finds some special lead source and they spend, 20 grand a month for 3 months, and then it fizzles out because it really wasn't a special lead source and they didn't know how to work the leads. But this is happening no matter what, putting your head in the sand and ignoring the fact that people are going online first, not talking to a realtor, not getting pre-qualified, but just getting sucked into some lead aggregator like us and at the scale. And it's just the velocity of business coming from it for us and now and last year and in the future. I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah, think about me as an originator. I'm the last one to get notified, right? The borrower's already found the property. They already found the real estate agent. Now they're like, we need to close a loan in 20 days, right? And so me and my team, we scramble, we get it done. So how unique is it to be able to generate, still the bulk of our business comes that way, but now we have leads coming at the top of the funnel. And so we're able to take that at the top and get that, push that through. And almost more important from me, from an originator standpoint is we now have a lot of these leads that are coming in that don't have a real estate agent because we're finding it at the top of the funnel. Now we can say, hey, it landed on my desk. Now I can say, hey, realtor Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, I have a pre-qualified buyer. They're in town on Thursday. They qualify for a 640 loan amount. And do you have time? They don't have an agent, right? And then, as we all know, that is worth its weight in gold.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's the opposite of I'll be available to answer my phone. I have good rates. We close loans on time, and I'm here when you need me. It's
Which everyone
reciprocated.
says. Oh, I
Hey,
got
I
great
heard-
customer service.
Yeah, I heard too that we're starting to see a fair amount of online people that are also looking for a realtor to list their home. List their home. They don't have an agent for relo or wherever they're buying in the same market, and they need a loan. It's like a trifecta.
It's amazing.
It is. All right, last thing, because we've been talking for a while, and I don't want this to drag on and be boring for anybody, because it's not for us, obviously, we're having fun. What are you doing differently as a leader to kind of work with your managers and just the Pacific Northwest team to kind of just have more success in this environment we're in right now?
Yeah, I think that answer depends, Steve, on the branch size and the leadership of the branch, right? So I've got a couple small new individuals that are like, Jeremy, I've gone from sales manager, now I want to be a branch manager. Can you help me, right? And that's a much more hands-on, different type of approach than the example we shared earlier with some of our Seattle market that are, I just, stay out of the way. I need some high level stuff, some product offerings, and a few things more corporate wide, but it's tough to answer that, Steve, because it's very, very different. But my approach, like, I'm extremely hands-on. I'm face-to-face with all my managers in each state, and they all have a little bit different needs. So, but it's my job to advocate for them, and I work for them all day and all night, and their needs change depending on what they got going on.
Perfect. Kent, anything to add before we conclude?
No, I apologize for the doorbell. Next time I'll make sure I'll have the on the air red light hung up outside my front door. So
You just
people
need
don't
an envelope with the $20 and the tip for the pizza, though. If you just put it outside, say leave pizza here.
Yeah. So
I think
no, I think I mean, super excited for what the future is going to hold. Jeremy mentioned earlier opening up a new market, and really excited for that and what that has the potential to be and become. And then from there, it's just, I think the sky's the limit. We're in some markets where we've been for a while, but haven't really, I think, pushed the envelope. And the example that he talked about earlier for Derek Bickle in the team in Deschutes County in Bend, like that's a prime example of just hard work, getting at it, and hiring the right people, right? Hiring the right people, bringing on the right people to encourage them to join the family. And I mean, Derek's done a great job, and he is chomping at the bit to maintain that position in that county. Like, he doesn't want to give it up. So that's good for me, right? Because that means more recruitment opportunity. So
absolutely. Also, the Staten, Idaho with the year-over-year growth. I mean, that's phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
And that's going to keep going. No, you guys have done a great job. It's awesome to see your partnership. It's gone from, infancy to mature, and now we're going to get some traction as time goes on, I think, more. But you guys are doing a great job. It's fun to get together with you. And Jeremy, thanks for your time. I love hearing what you're seeing and thinking and hearing. And Kent, you as well. Enjoy Bora Bora.
Yes.
Maybe a little zinc on the nose so you don't get fried before you come back.
Amen. Yeah, I'll make sure that happens. I'll get surfboards in the background next time too.
Looks like windsurfing. I think you could do either, though.
Actually,
All right, have a good day, guys.
I think I'm going to get a hammock and some coconuts with some Mai Tais in them, and I'll swing in that palm tree back there behind me and just do that.
Salt in the wound right there.
Sorry.
We'll part on that. Take it easy, guys.
Good to see you guys. Bye-bye.